Hey everyone, so it is officially December. Yes, we are 3 days in, and yeah, it's about that time. So I did a video. I started my December kind of smooth. I started off with a cleanse. I started off with the detox video. If you don't know, you can watch that. That came before this video. And I was just like, I want to get cute. So I got the hoops on. You know, I'm showing a little something, so I'm looking cute. But the purpose of this video is we are embarking on a new numerology or I can't say it. Why is it numerical here? There took a minute, but we got there. Sometimes you just gotta let the words, you let me cook. Let me cook. So we are embarking into a new year of number 9, okay? If you know numerology, then you know that 2024 was the year of an 8. And if you know anything about the number 8, even if you're not deep into numerology, if you just look at it, 8, it gives you infinity, right? So what comes around goes around, karma. It also looks like a big circle and another big circle, but obviously there's like an intertwining, right? Which lets us know that a lot of things were full, abundance, right? Money, things was coming. You got an influx of money and you probably lost an influx of money. And in this video, I kind of want to help you transition from this 8 into a 9 so that you can get the best. I'm talking about the best 9 year that you can get, okay? So get your tea and let's dive on in. Ooh, this tea is bitter. This tea right here is bitter. And I like it. Bitter is always good. Bitter is better. Okay, bitter is better. And it stimulates the body, just like this conversation will. So as y'all know, I'm cute. I just had to get that out there because I'm feeling myself today. I'm feeling myself. 2024, if you're into numerology, was the year of the 8. Okay, and this is all just my mind. I don't have a script, ain't got nothing around me to give you this information. This is more of a spirit-led conversation because a lot of people had high expectations for the 8, and I think they had it because 8 is associated with abundance, but there was also things that the 8 year gave that we do need to dive into so that you're not taken off guard with the 9 year, okay? So first and foremost, I hope you're feeling amazing. I hope that your energy is so bright and full and abundant and ready. I woke up feeling very grateful. And I woke up feeling grateful because certain decisions were made, certain decisions kind of came to the forefront where I was just like, damn, okay. And I was just feeling myself. I was taking time to really assess my body, see how I felt. And I was just like, okay, like, let's see what's going on. And I just woke up. You ever have those moments where it's just like gratitude is just is filling the room? It's like you can't run from it. You just have to have a moment of silence to show your appreciation for where you are, who you are, whose you are, where you've been, and where you're going. That's the energy that your girl was on today. I made me my tea and I'm just like, all right, spirit, I got you. Like, let's have this moment. And while I was having that moment, I was just like, oh, sweat. It is December. We are about to go into a new year of a 9. And if you know anything about numerology, you know that 9 is the number of completion. Okay? What's funny is a lot of people take the positives of numbers, and I feel like they kind of forget the other side. That's why I'm big on, like, let's not call it positives and negatives. Let's just say this part of it and this part of it, because the negatives is a point of view. Okay, now let's talk about 2024 before we drive and go head first into the 9 of next year. 2024 equaled an 8 because 2 + 2 + 4 equals 8. It's basic math, okay? I failed math a couple of times, so we ain't gonna make it too complicated, okay? Just simple addition. The energy of this year was more so abundance. Let's start off with a positive note, right? It was abundance, and that could have been in your wealth, that could have been in your community, that could have been with your family, that could have been with your money. Things was just abundant. Right? You felt good about certain things. You either traveled more, you either got your finances in order, you probably started a business. It was very much like money was coming. But also, 8 was you win big, you lose big. So if you were not managing correctly, if you were not doing what you were supposed to be doing, you probably lost just as much as you gained, okay? Which goes into the next part of the 8. It was about balance. What comes around goes around. Karma was kind of repaying people their due, right? Perfect example. If you got phone calls from people in the past apologizing, coming back to you saying, you know, I messed up. If you experience any type of energy where it was like, I knew you was gonna say that, or it felt like this was closure, even though I don't believe in closure, that was what this was giving. If you did something some years ago and it came back to bite you in your ass, then this year was probably the year when it actually came back to bite you in your ass, okay? It was very much about big energy of what you did. Oh, I'm circulating back to you. Also, when you look at the 8, it also gave an energy of greed. It gave an energy of gluttony. It gave an energy of I want. And why do I say that? 8s, if you look at it, even though it's an infinity, it's like a big circle on top, big circle on the bottom. And it was basically saying consume what you want, take it. It's yours, right? But with understanding, because it's also infinity. So if you consume too much, right, there may be some problems. So maybe there was some health issues, right? Maybe there was too much going out. Maybe there was too much enjoying everybody, where you was not taking care of home, and therefore karma came back where it was like, damn, I missed that bill. Damn, I did. So things were definitely in circulation, right? Another thing was, if you started certain things in this year, the number 8, again, there's a loop. So you might notice that the things that you started in January, you probably stopped mid-year, and now you're starting to pick them back up. And you're probably like, why am I picking this back up? I dropped this. And one of the reasons why you're picking it back up is because we're about to go into a 9 of completion. Meaning whatever was supposed to be completed is now resurfacing, giving you the opportunity to be like, do you really want to finish this? Is this something that you're really serious about? So if you started a business and you was like, I'm a little nervous, and you put it down, you might start getting a wave of energy to complete it, like to pick it back up, inspiration. You might start feeling inspired and creative on the things that you dropped, because maybe in the beginning of the 8 year, we was also transitioning from a 7, and the 7 was spiritual understanding, seeking truth, seeking knowledge, and everything that you sought, you were to apply for the 8 and then complete it during the 9. So numbers have, each number has its own energy, but they are in order for a reason. Do you get what I'm saying? Now, walking into the 9, if you want to get the best out of it, complete things. Complete the things that you start. If you do not think you're going to start it, do not even pick it up. If you look at a 9, on top it looks like a C, like a half circle, right? And then there's like a line, right? Which lets us know the 9 is going to be more about community, togetherness, but how you can still be interdependent, right? Catch it. If you caught it, you catched it. The 9 is going to be more so, I want a strong community because I deserve a strong community, because I am a great leader. Not because I'm codependent and I can't do things on my own. It's giving very much, I know that I can do this, and I want a strong team that will emulate my vision because I know I can do it. 9 is more about humanitarian. It's gonna be a big year to give. 8 was more so consume. You're deserving of it. Take it. 9 is more so, I got enough. I'm full. Half circle, I'm full. So now let me give, let me contribute, let me build, let me teach, let me bring about awareness, let me educate, right? 9 has a way of, or not a way, it has a vibration of humanitarian. So you might notice that you feel this warmth in this energy inside to just help and assist, but not from a place of what am I gonna get from doing it, more so from a place of, I gained so much in the last 2 years, I can give without seeking, well, what do I get? Now, a side of the 9, if you're not mindful that you can fall into, is giving too much to the point where you're now unbalanced, right? And what do I mean by that? If you have a life path number 9 and you're in a 9 year, the main goal is your purpose is going to be highlighted. Whenever there is a life path number and there is an association of that year, so if you're a life path 2 and the year is a 2, it's going to be more intensified. If you're a life path 9, we're going into a 9, your life path will be more intensified. If you do not take heed to what you're supposed to do, you can overgive. You can go into people pleasing. You can become resentful because it was like, well, I gave and I gave and I gave, but I didn't check in with me. And because I didn't check in with me, I didn't fulfill the things that I knew I could have completed had I just stayed focused on what I was doing and then gave because my cup was full. So I basically gave because I was overflowing, right? The 8-year was about overflowing. It was about things coming to the forefront. How do you want to deal with it? Cut it off or keep going? 9 is basically saying if you chose to cut it off, you can't bring it back. And if you chose to go through it, then now you have to complete it. You get what I'm saying? It gives a very strong energy of what you said is now going to be what it is. Why? Because after that, it's going to be a 1 year, which is the leaders are coming. We coming in hot. We already got our community. We already got our finances. We already sought what we need to seek for the last 3 years. You get what I'm saying? So in 2026, the leaders are coming. So the world around the 9 will be more about how can I help? How can I assist? What do you need? How can I get these done? Which will mean that there might be some problems arising. And what do I mean some problems? There might be problems in your relationships. And this is not to speak anything over your life. We're not doing that today. I'm basically just letting you know the frequency of how to get the most out of the 9. What you might experience is the relationships that you were in, were they codependent or were they truly out of love? Were you really bored or did you really want that connection? Did the job really fulfill you or was it just a place of security? Were you really taking care of your health or were you just putting a sweatband on to sweat it out? Were you really being active or were you trying to just take a photo of yourself in the gym knowing you ain't burn nothing and do nothing? Were you really living your best life or were you renting out apartments and just taking photos? The 9 is about, are you really going to stand on business? Because the facade is gone. Straight up, the facade is gone. I was on Instagram and I seen so many people posting about how I can help you make money and help you make money. And I'm not saying they can't. I don't know what they can do. It's not my business. But Spirit let me know those people in this 9, what's going to happen is the truth is going to come out where it's like, did you really help those people? And you seen that towards the end of the year where a lot of people were getting called out. Oof. A lot of people was getting called out because 9 is about what can I do for you from the true essence of who I am. And if you a liar, you can't do much. If you are fake, fraud, or phony, you can't do much, right? Because what you create is going to be a byproduct of what was truthful, not what you were displaying. So there was a lot of influencers that got called out. There was a lot of actors and actresses that was like, all right, they're about to come for me. Let me run and hide. A lot of things are now coming to completion because the 9 is saying, I want it because I deserve it. And I worked hard for it. And I did my part. And I'm truthful. And I have honor. And I mean this. And my fruit will show. You get what I'm saying? Another way that you can take charge and really hold on and get the best out of the 9 is be aware of your truth. When you take on too much, you can break yourself down. When somebody says, well, this was your fault, and you keep hearing it was your fault, you did it, it was you, it was you, it was you. What can happen is you start to think I'm the problem. Maybe it is my fault. The 9 is saying do not take on more responsibility than is required. Do not take on more accountability than is required. Do not take on all of the responsibility of something going left than what is required. It takes 2 to mess up. So you have to take your share and then they have to take their share. This is not the time to be like, yeah, I messed up on everything. Did you? Did you? because the 9 is calling for a community. And if you took on too much, the community that you want to create will fall. It will not be authentic because you built it out of shame. There we go. Thank you, Spirit. Do not take on too much accountability to the point where it equals up to shame. Took a minute. Spirit had to give me it correctly. 9 is saying you don't have time to be shameful because now you have to get to work. The 8 was saying this is the karma of your works. We gotta burn it out. We gotta fall through with it. But at the 9, it's like it's completed. Whatever you did. Let it go. Whatever happened, let it go. No more victim, no more, well, they said, they did, why didn't they, why couldn't they, my mom, my dad, my boyfriend, my brother, my sister, my job. 8 was when that kind of came up. Woe was me, I messed up, or they didn't let me this. 8 was more reflecting on how did I get in this position? What happened? 9 is, I'm ready to get out. So what do I got to do to get there? Okay, I didn't have the relationship that I wanted. I didn't have the funds that I wanted. I didn't have the family that I wanted. But I'm ready. I'm ready. And with that mindset of I'm ready, what's going to happen in the 9 is you're going to see more opportunities where it's like, okay, it actually falls into place. Falls into place. 9 is a year of take up space. Your karma was dealt with you in this year, the year of 8. 9 is take charge, because 2026 is time to lead. So I need you to take charge of who you are at the source, at the essence. Remember, 9 is completion. It's completion. You did all the work all those years ago. It was heavy. It was intense. Now, how do you want to show up? How do you really want to be seen? Because how you're seen in the 9 will dictate what you do in 2026, the year of 1. Do you understand? I feel like you understand. Let me tell you this. Numbers are so powerful, and if you don't know, you're going to find out. You're going to find out. I was told, or at least on my end, complete what you started, Shay. Complete what you started. Let it go, and those who will understand will come to you. So this is what I was told to do. Get back on my stuff. Because a lot of things that I started, now I'm like, I have this zest to complete it. At the end of the year, how ironic is that? At the end of the year, I'm like, let's go. And you may feel that too. Out of nowhere, you're just like, okay, I'm going to actually do this. And another thing, you ain't got to tell nobody. It's nobody's business. It ain't nobody's business. It is nobody's business how you gonna do it. If you feel the frequency of now, do it now. Because 9 is going to make it all make sense. Right in it for some of you, if you act quickly in December, January is gonna blow your mind. For some of you, there's not for everybody. January is gonna blow your mind because January is gonna come in with an energy of, you did what I told you to do at the end, which now we can easily flow into the new year. Granted, even though if you know, the new year is April 1st, we understand that the way that they have placed it, right, we still have to get to a 9. So even if we get to a 9 in April 1st, January, the 9 is coming. So that's why I'm saying for some of you, it may hit in January. For some of you, it may hit in April. It might, but when it hits, it's going to hit. It's all going to make sense. So harness the 9 by acknowledging the 8 year. Harness the 9 by not carrying in the karma of the 8. Let that shit go. Who wasn't meant for you, let them go. What wasn't understood, don't try to seek to understand it in the 9. Don't try to, well, let me just see, let me just answer, let me accept. No. If it's going to happen, let spirit intervene, but you don't touch it. Don't touch it because you gonna fuck around and find out. And it ain't gonna be a good thing. If you have any questions or concerns, comment below and I will make sure to answer. And if this resonated with you, let me know. Until next time.